Hello everyone, my name is Deja Anderson, and the topic I chose to do my research on is the communicative phenomenon occurring in the culture of music festivals. Just to give you all a little background of myself and why I chose this topic, music has always been a major part of my life and who I am. My first experience going to a music festival was a dream come true. I don't know how to play any instruments, I'm not a singer, and I'm not even that great of a dancer. But going to music festivals was something I immediately became passionate about, because it gave me an opportunity to connect with music on a level I never thought was achievable. Over the course of this semester, I wanted my research for this project to give me a new perspective on something that I am most passionate about. In order to see what studies have already been done in this field, I found a few articles that were able to give me some background information to help support my research. The articles were helpful because it broke down the key components of how people experience music festivals, and how it can be beneficial to their individual and social well-being. In addition, the articles I found also gave me a deeper insight to how music festivals function as a culture. I did my fieldwork by attending 2 different events to make critical observations on the setting of the music festival and how people were interacting with each other. I used an observational approach when studying my participants, which included all the festival attendees I saw at each event. In addition, I conducted an interview with a participant who was well experienced in the music festival scene to add more depth to my research. On October 1st, I set out to do my fieldwork by attending Cross 2016 at the Waterfront Park in San Diego. The main highlights in my field notes from this festival was that there was a very relaxed atmosphere throughout the entire event. I found that the biggest reason for this was the fact that the audience demographic was ages 21 and up. Since Cross had an older crowd, the event itself was far less chaotic and less overwhelming. People interacted maturely and maintained a common respect for sharing the space of the festival. In addition, people were really engaging with the diverse styles of music the performers played. Based off my observations, I saw a pattern of the audience's interactions reflecting the chill vibe of the music. The second music festival I attended for my fieldwork was the Camp Flog Gnaw Carnival at the Los Angeles Exposition Park. The main highlights in my field notes focused on the youthful audience demographic. Since this event was open to all ages, most of the attendees consisted of young teens mixed with young adults. This definitely affected how people communicated with each other. The music at the festival hyped the crowd up with so much energy that people began engaging in aggressive activities like moshing. Since the venue was on the larger scale, it was able to occupy a much larger audience. People were gathering near each stage at such a massive level that the experience of the music was a lot less intimate. The experience came more from being part of a large community attending the festival together. People were unified through the music, and their process of communicating with a large group required a lot more energy and engagement during the event. The last part of my research was to conduct an interview with a participant who frequently attends music festivals and is well acquainted with its culture.
So, how many music festivals have you been to?
Gosh, I've probably been to at least like 7 or 8 different music festivals
Where have they been?
all over the country. I've been to Pennsylvania. I've been to Austin, Texas. I've of course California. The next one I plan on going to is Lollapalooza in Chicago. So I'm pretty stoked on that.
What was your first music festival and what was it like?
The first music festival, I guess, like actual festival, was probably Hard Summer. My friends were just getting introducing me to like what music festivals were. I would not say that that was my best festival, and I wouldn't say it's the best introductory festival either. But it was definitely an experience, and that's kind of what got me interested in it to begin with.
Okay, so then at what point did you like going to them or like what made you want to go and give it another chance?
Honestly, my first year at Coachella, because my second music festival ever was Coachella, and that was 3 or 4 years ago. And the variety in music, getting the best of every world, because there's no genre in specific that I really like. You name it, there's probably a song in that genre that I really like. But as far as like the experience, Coachella just kind of embodied every genre and the best of all of those worlds. It's kind of like the all stars of every genre showing up in one place, and that was pretty cool. First year was excellent that I went.
Okay. What do you enjoy most about going to music festivals?
The variety. You pay really not that much. You're paying like 350 out at most, like to 400 at most for like a really expensive music festival like Coachella, but you're getting 70 plus acts of people. You pay like half of that to see one popular artist in a stadium somewhere. So I really like the variety, and the crowd and the experience is not a thing like you'll get anywhere else. So
How would you explain like the crowd? Like when you go and you're around all these people, how would you describe like what's going on around you?
The crowd's kind of like it's a living and breathing thing. It's kind of weird because like when you're in a crowd, and it all depends on the festival because each festival has a different vibe, right? With the crowd, it can vary. Like sometimes they can be such a horrible crowd and it like can kill the experience, but you know, a lot of times it can be fun because you're, you know, surrounded by tons of people who are there for the exact same reason you are. They're there because they love an artist that's there, and you usually can vibe well with people like that and get something good going, and that makes the show a lot better. So.
So do you feel like there's a sense of community, like when you go to music festivals and stuff, like you feel like it's easy to be like accepted even if you've never been to one before, like?
Oh yeah, my whole thing is like I'm not going to music festivals because I'm there to make friends. I'm there to be myself, you know. And I've never been to a music festival where I felt like someone was shaming me for, you know, doing my own thing. You know, people go crazy and are wild and let themselves loose. This is a place to separate yourself from reality and kind of put yourself in a separate reality, you know, a unique experience. So no, I've never had any like backlash from people being, you know, buttheads about it.
Okay. So how do you personally feel when you go to a music festival?
Super stoked, really excited. You know, I feel like that's where I belong. I've been waiting for like an event for a while, and like I work hard to make it up to that point. So when I'm there, I'm all about it.
Elaborate more on why you feel like you belong there.
Because like I kind of mentioned earlier, it's like it's about the music. You know, we're going because there's an artist that you love, and if you love that artist and you're surrounded by a bunch of people who also love that artist, then that's kind of like the moment you live for. Because it's like, you know, that feeling when you hear your favorite song come on and you know that the artist is playing right in front of you, you just freak out, you can't help but scream, you know, and then you look next to you and people are doing the exact same thing, and that energy that comes with that satisfaction of hearing your favorite artist is probably one of the best moments.
What is it like being around different genres of live music? Have there ever been like times where you didn't know an artist and you listen to them and you're like, oh my god, I really like this, or don't like it?
Absolutely. No, there are tons of times. Like one of the cool things about music festivals is that you look at the lineup and you see like 4 or 5 people you really love, and you're sold because of those 4 or 5 people. But there are like tens, you know, 20 more other artists that are going to be there that you have never heard of before. And there's always downtime at a festival in between artists, so like it's nice to explore the different stages, and you never know, you might fall in love with an artist that you never thought you would. I've had that happen so many times at a festival.
How would you describe the environment of a music festival?
Intense, very intense. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. You know, if you're going there, make sure you have someone who's gonna, you know, you have a group or people who are gonna look after each other. Yeah, like it's definitely intense. You know, you don't know what it's like to feel like being sardined into a bunch of people who are like moving around and going crazy. It's a hell of an experience.
So would you say overall it's like uncomfortable or comfortable, like when you go
It's
there?
both. It's both, and I think that's what gives it its charm, because the whole idea is that you are putting yourself out of your comfort zone. Nobody wants to be sardined next to like 1,000 other people, but at the same time, it's all part of the experience. You know, you're there for that reason, and everybody else is there for the same reason. So it's fine. It's intense. It's stressful, but it's rewarding at the same time.
What is your favorite music festival that you've been to so far?
My favorite music festival is definitely Austin City Limits. Just went this last October in 2016. The headliners alone were enough to make me go crazy. We got LCD Sound System, Kendrick Lamar, Radiohead, Willie Nelson, Major Lazer, you name it. The list keeps going. But that was probably the best festival I've ever been to. Vibes, music quality, you name it. I don't know what it was. Maybe the stars were aligned perfectly, but ACL, like everything was perfect. The staff was super polite. Everyone was helpful. The people at the festival were super like willing to like help you out. They were all friendly, giving you information, asking how you're enjoying your festival. You know, the sound quality, the stage production value, amazing. If anybody wants to travel to a music festival, I'd recommend Austin City Limits for sure. That's like right up there with Coachella.
Music festival that you have been to that sticks out. So it could be something positive or negative or like both.
So yeah, again, like touching on Austin City Limits, like probably best experiences I've had. But a situation that stuck out was when one of my group members. This doesn't even have to do with the music. Surprisingly, one of my group members was sick and dehydrated. You know, and we ended up getting without even asking anybody. A security guard came up and handed us water and asked us if we needed to go sit down in the medical tent. And then as soon as we felt good, we would go ahead and and start going back at the festival. They didn't want to stop us from doing anything. They just want to make sure we're okay.
Handled it.
Yeah, and that was consistent throughout the entire event. Like, it really makes a difference at a festival if security's on your side, if the people are on your side. It really helps make a conducive environment for a good vibes and a great experience.
What would you tell someone who has never been to a music festival event? Just to like prepare them for the environment they're going to be in, or like just some good things to say.
Be prepared, really. Like, don't go without somebody who knows what they're doing. If you're going for the first time, like, make sure that you have like lots of water. You're going to be out there for all day. You're going to be dehydrated. Have water. Have somebody who's there with you. Have an extra battery to charge your phone. Do things to take care of yourself, and everything else will fall into place. You're gonna go see your artists that you want to. You're gonna go see all of these people. That's a given. You paid money to do that. Take care of yourself. I've seen so many people pass out from dehydration. Pass out from abusing themselves, whatever it may be, and the friends leave them behind. I've seen so many bad experiences. If you want a good experience, take care of yourself and make sure you're around people who take care of you.
Some final thoughts to conclude my research is that music serves as the common ground that unifies people at a music festival and provides a foundation for the culture. People communicate through interacting and engaging with the music. Music festivals are made up of people from different cultural backgrounds, commonly referred to as a melting pot, which has formed a culture of its own. Lastly, music festival culture promotes freedom of expression, strong sense of community, diverse cultural space, and provides a unique experience with the music. Facilitating these same values can be beneficial to communication in our society because it can help people gain the ability to express who they are and find a common ground that can bring everyone together.